months ago, I sat in an auto repair shop for about 2.5 hours. The shop had 8 bays and 4 of them were empty pretty much the entire time I was there. By the time my car was ready, I realized one of the biggest leaks facing service-based businesses. And the manager, to his credit, was very honest with me about why it was happening. What he said is the exact same thing that's bleeding money out of your business right now. Hey there, I'm Todd Friedman. I build AI systems for service-based businesses, whether you're in HVAC, plumbing, auto repair, collision, remodeling, electrical, landscaping, you name it. So I took my car into a local shop to get an oil change, a tire rotation, and my left front window wasn't going up and down. So I roll in the shop. Shop has about 8 bays. 4 of them were taken up. Vehicles in the air, techs working underneath. The other 4 bays, completely empty. Lifts down, lights on, no one's there. I dropped my keys off with the writer. I went around the corner to grab a coffee and I came back. After about 45 minutes, the advisor came over, told me that the oil change and the tire rotation was done. But my window still hadn't been looked at. About 30 minutes goes by. At this point, the manager, who I share a mutual friend with, came in to say hello and catch up. We get to talking and catching up. And at one point I asked him, hey, just curious, what's going on here? You've got 4 empty bays, my car's sitting there in that dead bay, and no one's looking at it. He's a good guy, doesn't get defensive at all. He actually lays it out perfectly for me. He says to me, here's how we run the shop. The guy that did your oil change and your tire rotation, that's all he does all day long, are those quick services. He's the fast one. That's why we got your oil change and your tire rotation in and done within 45 minutes. The guy who's about to work on your vehicle now, he handles all the diagnostics. Anything electrical, anything check engine, any weird drivability issues, that's the guy that handles it. Everyone else in the shop does all of the line work. Water pumps, head gaskets, engines, transmissions, rear ends, you name it, suspension work. Then he gives me the line that made me realize all of this. He said to me, if I gave the guy who did your oil change and your tire rotation the job of diagnosing what was going on with your window, you'd be here for hours. And he was right. Manager wasn't being lazy. He wasn't being stupid. He was making the right call in that moment with what he had to work with. He was actually protecting me from a worse outcome. But the system that's forcing that trade-off, that's the leak. Here's what's happening in that shop and why it matters to you. That shop built specialization to be fast. The oil change guy, he's fast because that's all he does. The heavier line work guys, they're fast because that's all they do every day. The diagnostic guy is fast because that's all he does every day. If you're just coming in for an oil change and a tire rotation, you'll be in and out relatively quick, but there's a hidden cost. Their diagnostic guy is the only guy that does diagnostics. So when anything diagnostic comes in, whether it's a window not working, an electrical issue, a check engine light, an intermittent drivability issue, they all queue up behind that one person. Meanwhile, those other bays continue to sit empty. Specialization makes the common stuff fast. However, specialization made the specialty stuff the bottleneck. You can't have one without the other unless you have a system that lets you see both at the same time. So I'm sitting there, I'm doing the math. 4 empty bays, an hour and a half. A busy bay can generate $200 an hour once you factor in things like parts and labor. So in that 1 hour and a half window of time, I watched this shop leave $900 on the floor. If that pattern hits every 3 days, that's $2,700 in lost revenue every single week. That's over $140,000 every year from an issue that the manager didn't know how to solve and the owner couldn't even see. And here's the part that nobody calculates. How many customers actually left and never, ever came back after their last experience? The leak isn't just empty bays. The leak is also the customer churn that those empty bays create. Now look, maybe you're not an auto repair shop. It's the exact same leak. It's just wearing a different uniform. You plumbers out there, your drain cleaning techs, those are the quick service guys. Sewer line replacement, those are your diagnostic techs. For you electricians out there, your outlet and switch techs, those are your fast service guys. Your panel upgrades or low voltage specialists, those are your diagnostic guys. HVAC, your maintenance guys, those are your quick techs. They run the tune-ups all day long, fast, clean. Your mini split or commercial install guys, those are your diagnostic techs. It's a specialty bottleneck, and it's usually because there's only 1 or 2 of them that can do those big jobs. Same pattern, every single trade. You built specialization because it makes the common work fast and profitable. And that specialization right there is creating a queue you can't see on your highest margin work. Now, I want to be clear about something here. The manager wasn't bad at his job. He was great. He stayed calm. He was honest with me. He made the right call with the information that he had. What he didn't have was a system that showed him how many cars were waiting on diagnostics that day. And additionally, how many of his techs could actually handle those specific tier of diagnostics, like a window that just needs a new window motor with maybe a 5-minute guiding reference. How much revenue was sitting in those 4 empty bays in real time? How many customers left after waiting for a while or decided to never ever come back because of that bottleneck? He couldn't make a better decision because he couldn't see the better decision. And that's not a manager problem. That's a tooling problem. So what would I build for that shop? 3 things. 1, a skill mapping layer. The AI knows which techs can do which jobs and which are 80% ready to learn that next tier. When a specific level of diagnostics comes up on the board and the diagnostic technician is busy, the AI flags, hey, tech number 3 can handle this. 2, real-time capacity surfacing. The AI sees those 4 empty bays and a 90-minute queue building and starts screaming. Not after the fact, in the moment. You're losing $400 an hour right now. Here are 3 jobs the available techs can handle if you reroute them. And 3, cross-training intelligence. Over a 60-day period, the AI could show the owner, your diagnostic guy is the bottleneck on 23% of your work. Training tech number 2 and tech number 5 on diagnostics can close that bottleneck by 60%. Estimated revenue recovery, $45,000 a year. The manager keeps his job, he just stops being blind, and the owner suddenly sees the leak in his P&L. And the customer, they don't have to sit there waiting for hours and hours. It's a win-win for everyone. Now, real quick, before I hit some objections, I have something for you. I call it the Hidden Capacity Audit. Put in how many people you have on your team and the job types that only 1 or 2 of your team members can do, and a rough estimate of how often those bottleneck up against your specialty team. It'll tell you exactly how much revenue is sitting trapped behind those bottlenecks every single year. Most owners will run it and find that that number lands somewhere between 90,000 to 300,000. It's free, link in the description. Download it, stop the video, run it, then come back. Now, some might say, hey, my dispatcher knows my team and knows our customers. AI can't replace that. And I completely agree. The AI doesn't make the call. It just shows your dispatcher what they can't see. They still pick who runs the job. They still handle all the human stuff. The AI is a calculator, not a replacement. Cross-training my techs, that sounds really expensive. Compared to what? Compared to losing 4 installs a month due to cancellations? Compared to running your highest margin jobs behind a 9-day queue? Cross-training pays for itself within the first month. We use AI-driven training built on your top tech's actual process, and that allows apprentices to come up within weeks, not months or years. But hey, my company is too small. If you have 3 or more employees and any one of them is the only person that can do specialty work, this leak exists in your organization right now. You might not see 300,000, but you might see between 40 to 70. Same percentage of recovered revenue, same fix. Stop the video for a second right now and think about your organization. What's the 1 or 2 job types that make you the most money? How many of your techs are actually trained on that work? If the answer is 1 or even 2, you have the exact same leak as the auto repair shop that I talked about earlier. It doesn't matter if you have a team of 4 or 40 or 400. When demand hits your specialty work, it bottlenecks against your best team members. And every job that waits, well, that's a coin flip against cancellation. So 3 things to do right now. Number 1, download the Hidden Capacity Audit. Links in the description. Plug in your team count and your bottleneck job types. Check out the number. If that number is bigger than you can stomach, there's a link below to book a discovery call. We build these systems for HVAC, plumbing, auto repair, residential restoration, electrical, landscaping, you name it. We integrate with all of your existing software. Your team stays. The blindness, that goes away. And 3, make sure you subscribe. Every week, I expose one specific revenue leak in a service-based business and the AI that fixes it. No theory, no fluff, real systems, real results. That auto shop manager, he made the right call with the tools that he had available to him. The question is whether or not you're giving your people the right tools. I'll catch you on the next one.